What's up? Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome into the Creators Lounge. We have a special guest tonight. We're going to talk about when you want to make changes to your YouTube channel, or in the case of tonight's guest and myself, when you want to completely change and start a brand new channel. That's what we both have done. A lot of you guys in here know tonight's guest. We're going to be talking with Dash with Ash in Canada. Used to be known as Consistent Ash, and she's been consistent with the new channel. Loving what she's doing. Some of you guys have seen her videos in here, but what's up, everybody? Mark, Dave, Mrs. Coach, of course, is here. Ellie, what's up? Credence and Bishop, I'm assuming Mikey, what's up, man? Good to see you. Brian, what's going on, man? Santa Dad's here. What's going on, brother? Who else we got? We got Nightbot. You guys don't be messing with Nightbot. I know for some of you don't like Nightbot. Brian's being nice. There we go. What's up, Tech Troublemaker Roy? Good to see you. Oh, we got Callie's Groomer. What's up, Dave? Haven't seen you in a while, brother. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So, hey, once again, tonight's guest is somebody who has gone through change. As most of you in here know, I've done something similar. I went from Bluegrass Bearded, my beard channel, to doing this now, content creator coaching. Tonight's guest went from content creator coaching to something unique that I've really enjoyed watching. It's not something that I do, what she talks about on her channel, like I don't do this. I don't really have any reason to know anything about it other than it's so interesting to me because I guess I do the other side of what she does, and we'll get into what she does exactly. So without further ado, let's bring in tonight's guest. We have Ash from Dash with Ash in Canada. Ash, how are you?
I'm pretty good, Ken. How's everybody doing this evening? How are you?
We are good here. We're good. The kids are good. Mel's good. Everybody in the chat, I think, is good. How are you?
I am fairly well. Little man's enjoying his bath upstairs, accompanied by my partner, and just hanging out. I'm very happy to be on here tonight because honestly, you have been somebody that's stuck by my side. I've stuck by your side since pretty early on, so it's pretty cool to be on here. You have the best community going on here, so I'm super stoked.
We have some amazing people that hang out here on Mondays and Fridays. So for those of you that know, some of you know, don't know, I know some people like Mark. Dan will probably be around at some point, but there's several people here that also hang out on your channel, watch your videos. So I've known Ash since I started creator coaching. She's one of the first people that I met on that side of things, and so we got to know each other. We hang out in each other's live streams. Although Ash hasn't had a live stream in a while, we were talking about that with what she's doing now. I'm sure she'll get into all that, but you know, she had a channel called Consistent Ash. She was doing something similar to what I'm doing. Content creator coaching. She would show a lot of tutorials and talked a lot about analytics, which is really, I think the first video of yours I saw, you were doing a live stream on analytics, and I was like, okay, I like this person. I like analytics. So
Yeah, I definitely started off with a lot of those because once I realized a lot of people didn't know how to read the analytics and they were jumping in the comments on live streams, I was like, okay, that's something I can definitely do.
yeah, absolutely. So Ash, if you don't mind, I know I've said a little bit, but introduce yourself to the crowd. Whatever you want to say as far back, you can talk about kindergarten, birth, whatever. But let people know who you are and where you're from and what you do and all that good stuff.
Sounds good. So I'm Ash from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I have this Dash with Ash in Canada. So there's roots to the name of my channel. As far as I was 17 when I used the nickname Dash of Ash on a YouTube channel that I used to like take clips of your favorite music videos or music with your favorite movies, put them together with your favorite characters or what may be, and I was Dash of Ash. And fast forward to now, my channel, the name Dash is very relevant because I do Uber Eats, DoorDash deliveries, Instacart, and Skip the Dishes as a part-time delivery driver. So I have my full-time job and I do this part-time. And pretty much like Ken said, I did my Consistent Ash channel. The difference upon that is I was taking the stuff from when I was 17 years old and teaching people what not to do because one of my videos got over 4 million views, but it's all complete copyright. So I wanted to teach those that wanted to excel on YouTube, not get those copyright claims, etc., on what not to do. But the difference is that I didn't feel like I could relate to the content. So then Eventually, after, even though I've had the most amazing community, thank you, Miss Coach. I drifted over to Dash with Ash in Canada, and I have been stuck. I've stuck to this channel for almost 6 months now.
That's awesome. I've enjoyed it too. You know, we like I said, whenever I first came across your first channel, you were I'm fairly certain it was in analytics. You were doing a live stream talking about analytics, and you know, I got involved in that conversation. You didn't know who I was, but you were very welcoming. One thing I always enjoyed about you is that you were all about community and good people in your chat and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed your stuff. And then all of a sudden one day, you're like, boom, I'm starting a new channel. I was like, wait a minute, what? You're doing what?
Yeah, I took 4 months off of the old channel because I faced burnout because I just could not find myself relating to the content. I'm not a tech girl, and I tried. I'm not a coach, but I wanted to talk about my previous experience. And every time I turn around, I wasn't talking about previous stuff. I was talking like how to get your first 100 subscribers because I've been there. So I took the 4 months off, and during that time, I started doing gig work in December. And then it was like January hit, and I'm like, you know what? I can make a channel about this. This is easy. And that was it. It started on a whim. I did not plan this channel whatsoever. It really just started on a whim.
Well, maybe that's why it's been so successful. We'll definitely get into that because I do have some questions about that kind of thing. But, you know, I can relate. You said you don't like doing the tech side of things, and I can relate to
Yeah.
that. Now, I like doing the tech side of things, but it's not the only thing I want to do. I want to, you know, I want to motivate, talk about analytics, talk about content creator topics and stuff like that. But my best videos on my channel are all tech videos.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that do well. The other ones,
Evergreen.
yeah, absolutely. The other ones, they do well but slower, which is fine. But none of them do as well as tech videos. So, you know, I fight through that. I make it through it. But I get it. If that's not part of what you want to do, it's kind of hard sometimes to get through that. So.
It's hard for me to relate to like the specs of something. I'm not very tech savvy. I can say the fact that, okay, I like this product and it's great and loud if it's a microphone or whatever it may be, but I'm not as tech savvy in the sense of the specs. And I found that's what a lot of people wanted to find out about.
Right. Well, let's get into the change a little bit. So you did talk a little bit about it. You know, it started on a whim. You know, you talked a little bit, but let's go a little deep into that because I know there's a lot of people. I think a lot of YouTubers come to a point, and we'll say content creators, not just YouTubers, but they come to a point where, you know, they start to think, you know, maybe this isn't what I want to do. Maybe I did it right. I was doing beard content. And while I love doing beard content, I love my beard like it's never going anywhere. I just found a passion for something else. So can you get into a little bit about when you started to feel the need to make that change and sort of your, you know, thought process into that?
Yeah, so back in December 2021 is when I signed up for gig work. And I actually signed up for this actually as a safety net from my current job. And as well, I suffer from anxiety and ADHD. So I can't just sit home sometimes in the evenings as much as my partner might love me to do so and watch TV and hang out. I need to be doing something. So I started doing gig work, but what I was doing is I was looking up other gig workers because with these applications going on Uber Eats, if you think it's complex being the person that's ordering the food and not knowing where to navigate, it's just as bad being the driver. So I'd watch this one guy, his name was Jacob Warren. And at the time, he was about 6 months into his channel and he was already very close to his 1,000 subscribers. And when I saw the type of content he was doing and I knew the type of content I could do, I just thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to start recording it. But vlog style videos are not my regular domain. Like I'm used to a camera like this, sit down videos, but vlogging was super intimidating to me.
Right.
I did my first vlog style video on January the 2nd. I left the video intentionally on the channel, even though I hated how it looked. And then within the second video and third video, I figured out how I might like to go about this. And then I started doing it. And what was great for me is it got me out the house. And when I came back in the house, I wasn't just watching TV because even though I ditched the consistent Ash channel, I love editing. Editing is something I really enjoy doing. So I got the two birds, one stone, and I think there's actually nothing better than for my type of niche. I get paid from Uber or DoorDash to do the deliveries, but at the same time, I can make videos. It's two birds, one stone. It was awesome for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, you found you found success what seemed like pretty quick. I know
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember exactly. I think your first video that I saw, I think it was one of your vlog style that you're talking about. You were doing a couple of deliveries and showing the app, and I will say I love the way that you've done it. I like that you kind of show on those videos. You show the beginning like a preview from the video, and it's usually
Yeah.
something that is definitely attention grabbing. Like okay, what is this? What's she talking about? Um,
Yeah.
so you're right. Vlog style videos can be a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Obviously, with what I'm doing, I've done a little bit of vlog stuff combined with other videos, and it takes a little more work to do that. So, I mean, kudos
Yeah.
to you.
It's a hard comfort zone because you're in front of people in public. And now it's like every time I turn around, there's somebody always looking through my car window to see what I'm doing because I look funny talking to a camera on my dashboard. But I'm so used to it now that it's cool by me. They can stare. It's okay.
I'm guessing you probably go to a lot of the same locations over and over, and so do any of your any of the businesses you go to, do they know that you have a YouTube channel there?
No. So I do try to go to the same locations, but I do try to switch it up because I show my map on my phone. And for privacy and security, I prefer to switch things up. And I have had some people that tell me that they would like to do gig work videos with me, and I don't know these people, so I'm just gonna do my solo thing. When I, the first time I told myself, okay, be raw with the GoPro. I had it strapped to my chest. I had my jacket open. I go into the restaurant. The first thing they do, oh, you have a GoPro on your chest. I'm like I'm not used to having a camera strapped to my chest in the restaurant. I found it super intimidating. And when they asked about it, I told them it was for security. So I don't have the confidence to tell the restaurant employees, but every time I meet another gig worker in the restaurant with me, another like Uber Eats driver, yeah, they know about my channel. I talk to them and ask them a variety of questions as if I'm interviewing them because I'm waiting for food. They're waiting for food. Why not make small talk? So,
Now I'm curious if so. This question was not one that I thought of until now, and all your videos I've watched, I've never thought of this question, but I'm trying to think of what that would look like here in the States, right? So let's say that, I don't know, KFC. Let's just pick a restaurant, right? Let's say that you were delivering to KFC and they knew that you were a YouTuber and that you had a camera right there.
yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you think that that would change the quality of maybe service or food? I don't know. That question just came to me. Like, I'll be fair with you. Down here, especially where I live, I don't think it would matter. Our restaurants don't get anything right, and I don't think that would change that. So,
I
but
think they would turn around and tell me that you're not allowed a camera in here. So I try to be devious and hide it
uh,
because I don't want to be banned from a restaurant without a camera and I want to do my thing. So most times what I do anyways is I have my phone and you have to give the customer's name and order number. And so I have my phone sideways and I'll pretend like as if I'm trying to look at it and I'm filming. But before I go in, I remember what their name and order number was.
right,
So I
right,
find ways around it, but I think they would actually tell me to get out. No,
okay.
don't come back without with a camera.
Yeah, I mean that would probably in some places that would probably happen here also. So, G. Lou Gary says, of course you say KFC. That's the restaurant that came to mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
KFC is not my favorite either.
my friend Chris up here. We'll talk content creation coaching just for a second. Chris is one that hates the word niche, because his channel is not a niche channel. He does all kinds of stuff. So, but it works. It works for him. What's up, Chris?
I like miscellaneous niches too. That's what you can call it, a miscellaneous niche. You do everything.
Right. Dagan loves editing. So do I. But vlogging editing is a little bit harder. You have to kind of pre-plan some of that too, right? Because you have to. How hard is that for you? Because a lot of times you're not really pre-planning your content. You're taking orders and going and recording as you go. So.
The hard part now is I got a dash cam. And my dash cam is interior and exterior. So it's pointed to the road and it's pointed to me. So now I'm editing four sources of cameras. I have my Canon M50. I have my cell phone for the screen captures. Well, technically five. I have the GoPro, and then I have the interior and exterior of the dash cam to see the footage that I want. So since I got the dash cam, I find it a lot harder to edit. But for example, I made a video just today, and I got home at 12 o'clock, and I was done editing and rendering by 4 p.m. And I put enough graphics into it, but there's no dash cam or anything else. So with the new dash cam, it takes forever to edit. I don't know how long it takes you, Ken, to edit a video, but I would say now I've upped it to probably 5 or 6 hours, which for me can feel pretty long because when I start editing, I sit in place and I try not to leave until I'm done. So it's long to sit in place and do a video like that.
Yeah, for me, I mean, so I can typically film, and obviously we're talking different, right? I'm sitting right here and filming the talking head video. I can film like a 10-minute video in usually about 30 minutes by the time I get through my notes and then, all that. And then, editing about the same, probably 5 or 6 hours. But a lot of that, it's funny. I'll be editing and Mel will come down here and she can't stand being down here when I'm editing because I'm listening to like the same section of video over and over and over, trying to get the cuts right, trying to figure out what B-roll I want to put right there, all that kind of stuff. And Mel's like, how do you sit here and listen to this over and over and over? And I'm like, well, because I'm going to ask people to listen to it. I want to make sure that it's right. So.
It's funny you say that because my friend was over today and my basement door was open because this is my basement. And he hears me playing back my video. So after every single time I've rendered a video, I sit here and I watch it from start to finish to make sure there's nothing else I have to tweak. And he comes downstairs. He's like, Ashley, you're conceited. I'm like, excuse me? He's like, you're listening to yourself nonstop. I'm like, yes. Like sometimes as a YouTuber, you got to be conceited. And well, not sometimes, all the time. If you're in your own video, you got to be conceited and watch your own self 20 times throughout the whole thing. Every time you want to go back and add a piece of footage and then you press play to see how it turned out. And then you go to the next clip.
Right.
I don't blame wifey.
Yeah, she doesn't come out down here when I'm editing a lot because she knows she's gonna hear it. Aaron, yeah. So we were talking about this before we went live. I think across YouTube, like right now, the blues and the purples are like the most popular background colors. So we both have blue.
I got white going on this side too, but it's contrasting. I love the blue, and I intentionally did that because I know Ken's is a blue setup.
Yeah, mine's blue because my walls are blue and it just looks right, so it's easier. What's up, Vinny P? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Yeah, there she is. She doesn't have patience for things on repeat, yeah. But,
I don't blame her.
Right? I mean, sometimes, I get tired of it. But, we put a video out and we're going to hope that, obviously the hope is that 100,000 people, 200,000 people see this video.
Has to look good.
Yeah, they're going to listen to it once. We hope they come back. And if they don't, it's probably because that video wasn't very good. So.
And you and I both know audio is a key component when it comes to videos. And I know so many people that will release a video and it's like it's hitting a 6 at the decimal level for the audio. And it's like, ooh, that hurts. Like you gotta put some TLC into it, even if it is on repeat.
Yeah. So part of my process after I finish all that, after I've listened to everything, I've got my B-roll in place, I've got my sound effects. The last thing I do is go through the entire audio. So I really go back and listen to it again.
My last thing is music. Music is always my last.
Yeah, music is my last. But then I go back and I listen to the entire thing, including the audio, to make sure. Because typically my music is always negative 38, negative 39 decibels.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
Yep. So.
And then my sound effects, I go a little bit higher than the B-roll music, just to make it pop a little bit, but it's like gonna be probably between an 18 and a 24.
Right. What's up, Walter? Good to see you, man. Great to see you, brother.
Oh, my brother's here. Very interesting. That's him.
Is that Jack Reaper QC?
Yes, that's Eric. Eric was in not the video I posted today, but the video before. Very cool. Nice to see you, Eric. Aren't you supposed to be working?
Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Aren't you supposed to be working?
He had to stop in to support family, right?
Yes.
Mark, you are too kind, my friend. The 49 super,
Oh,
4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Mark.
love that sticker.
Yeah, so this is the chat overlay that I love. So,
Very pretty. Very nice selection.
and he
All
says
right.
nope on vacation.
I forgot. My mistake. 2 weeks. 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So when you went to make the change, I don't know. Let's talk about our experiences, right? I'll talk about mine. I had pretty much got to a point to where I was sure that this is what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I already figured out that I loved helping people with content. I would get questions all the time. How did you do this? How did you do that? How do you make the text look like that? Everybody's favorite thing was the cloning, the masking that I do sometimes. And I don't do that a lot because it takes so much planning and work. But anyways, but even though I was sure that it was what I wanted to do, there was a lot of fears, right?
Yes.
I had a channel that's almost 2,000 subscribers. I'm going to start over at 0. I considered for a split second, like doing it on that channel. And then the smart brain said, no, that's not what you do because those 2,000 are not going to care about content creator coaching. So, I did the right thing and I started a brand new channel. So, a lot of fears in that, a lot of starting over, all that hard work. So when you made the decision to switch and start the new channel, what were some of the fears and some of the thoughts that you had going into that?
Well, for me, I was fearful that I'd lose my community. Because as you know, I have a very, very strong community on the Consistent Ash channel. I would do live streams and have turn-ups of, exactly what we're seeing now, 20 people at a time in the chat, supporting me and, showing that love, coming on the live streams and come stream with me, all that fun stuff. So I was very fearful of losing the community. But I noticed something and I shared it in my very last live stream that I did on the Consistent Ash channel. I shared the analytics, as I did, of the difference between that channel 2 weeks in and this channel, or the Consistent Ash and the Dash of Asher channel. And what was the difference is the amount of views and watch time hours I was already gaining with the Dash with Ash, and I was already burnt out completely with the Consistent Ash. So the fear was the community, but then I turned around and when I was seeing the numbers too, I was like, well, I'm enjoying this content. This is making me happy. I can still do live streams like this, but now I can focus on a whole new type of content that I can relate to. So I was more excited than scared. I was way more excited than scared because I was able to make content again on something that I could relate to because I was already putting in the work doing these gig services.
Yeah, and you did start to find success pretty quickly. I know you did. You did a live stream pretty early on. I say early. It may not be as early as I think. I don't know how long you were doing this before. I popped into one of your first live streams you did, and you already had a bunch of people in there that obviously had come from the, from the gig work side. So you did find it quick.
Yeah, most of them, honestly. So I have a lot of, and I use this terminology. I have a lot of you lovelies from the bearded community. So a lot of the people from the bearded community came along. I had a lot of people from the Consistent Ash coming along. But now it's like when I hit that 500 subscriber mark, it was a lot more of a brand new community that I've never seen before. So it's scary, and you know it too, that when you're going from one community starting another, you don't want to lose the love that you have from those people that have been following, but you don't expect them to follow along. Right. When they turned around and they said, no, we're still going to support you, it was mind-blowing. It was mind-blowing. And then it's like within going on live on the new channel, which I've done 3 live streams on the new channel, seeing the new faces turn up, it brightens my day, especially in community posts. Community posts, they're so sweet. So sweet. Mark is one of them every day.
Yep, I think Gary says he watches also Gilu. Yeah, you probably feel a lot like I feel, though. I had, most people did not follow me over here, right? If I look at, 2,000 subscribers, most people did not, but the right ones did, right? Yep. Mark Brown, just looking in the chat, Mark Brown, Russ. Aaron Rodgers, Vinny P here. Of course Mel, but she loves me, so she followed me, right? But all of the right people, Chris, all these people here, I'm just going through the chat. I can't name everybody. I don't want to miss anybody, but you know what I'm saying? All the right people follow me over. And the ones that didn't, that's completely okay too. This is not the type of content that necessarily everybody's into. And right, the same thing for what you're doing now, right? Like, I find it interesting. I'm only on the side of, we use the delivery services sometimes because, you know, I don't like leaving my house. But
I don't blame you.
yeah, so I've only been on the side of ordering, you know, and you've talked about some stuff in your videos that you can talk a little bit about if you want to. I find it interesting how the way some of the things work, and that's why I like your channel, because I'm learning that stuff. You've talked about like people that don't tip very well,
Yeah.
and I've seen some comments like, we don't have to tip because you do this. No, I mean, we
Oh,
tip,
yeah.
and we tip
Culture
well.
differences, yes.
Yeah,
I try not to, because I was in the niche that you're in right now, I try not to drive hate or something that could spark negativity.
right,
So when I talk about the no tips, it's basically my answer to it now is if you're a gig worker and you accept a no tip offer, you get what's coming. You're not going to get a tip. And so many people don't know, for example, that on DoorDash, Grubhub, we have Skip the Dishes. These apps, you tip in advance and you cannot revoke the tip unless you got horrible service, and then you got to go through support. The problem with being a gig worker with Uber Eats that many people don't know about is we get tip baited. So you want your food faster. Order comes in, let's say I can convert to miles. I'm pretty good with miles. Let's say you're 4 miles out. And you turn around and you say in the order, Uber gives $3 because yes, Uber's cheap like that. And then you're going to offer me $15 as a tip. So I know I'm going to make $18 to go those 4 miles. So what happens? I give you hot bag, deliver your food, drop it off, go my merry way. But within the 1 hour of the delivery, you revoke the tip. Why? Because you wanted to. This is what a lot of drivers are going through that a lot of people don't know about. So when we're talking as drivers about the tip part, it's not to trash talk people because many people tip, but it's the fact that we actually know in advance, okay, we're going to get this amount of money, and then it gets stripped for us. So then in the end, what do I get? I get $3 for 4 miles. It's hard. It's
yeah.
hard to be gig workers, and I never realized it until I started doing it. And I'm happy I do it part-time because full-time, I'm like, I feel for these drivers.
Yeah, I've thought about before, and I don't remember what video I watched. There's a video where you were talking about this. I remember commenting on it, but anyway, I've thought about before, like not tipping on the app, and then doing like a cash tip here. But then I know that probably a lot of drivers would turn the job down because they don't know I'm going to tip at the door, right?
Yeah.
So
we don't get a lot of cash tips. I'm laughing at the chat.
yeah, we got some.
She's like, hey, can you say niche a bunch of times more?
Yeah, I'll throw that up there. Yeah, go for it. Chris loves the word niche. Yeah, first time he's been called the right person. Yeah, you should be afraid, Chris. You should be.
Appreciate that, Vinny. That's very nice. Thank you.
Yep. Russ, unfortunately, I'm going to hear consistently. Hey, Russ, that's okay, man. You're here now, and here or not, man, you know, I appreciate you. So, yeah, Vinny P subscribed.
Oh, there's Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. Hey, Kevin, good to see you, brother.
Yeah, so Kevin is one of my true blue, always there for me 24/7, and it's not my brother named Kevin. That's Kevin T that he's always there. I mean, this is the community that I've gained. It's unbelievable.
Yep. So many.
He's been tip baited twice.
Yeah, like I said, I thought about it, but I know also that if I did not tip on the app, then people probably wouldn't take the job, right? I don't know.
That's right.
So, yeah, niche. Yeah. Scott, Bruce City Bearded says he gets cash tips sometimes.
Oh, I've only gotten one cash tip one time, and that's because the customer gave me the incorrect address, and he knew it would take me 20 minutes.
Right. So Walter says, is there a way that DoorDash or Uber Eats can track some of those people so that it can prevent those things? Is there anything that those services do if you have problem customers?
Yeah, so you have to report it. You contact support, and what they're supposed to do is blacklist those customers to prevent that from happening, but you won't gain the money back. So you make the effort to try to make it to stop. The problem is you never know if they're actually going to blacklist that customer. Typically, the customer will get a warning first to say, we know that you are revoking your tips for no reason. And because of that, you need to pretty much stop, or we're gonna remove you from being able to use this delivery app. With DoorDash, at least I can't do it. But yeah, so that's what ends up happening with Uber Eats.
Gary says, "Can we recall super chats?" I don't think so, but you have to make one first. Gary's the only person I would say that to. Gary, good friend of mine. You got to super chat me first.
I love it. I love it.
So Ash, what part of Canada are you from? I have a friend who lives near Brampton, outside of Toronto, and obviously to your comfort level. Answer that what you're comfortable.
Oh, I'm next door neighbors to Ontario. I'm in Montreal, Quebec. Oh, there is somebody that just came in.
I see Dan. What's up, Dan? Chris says, I've never used the app. Do drivers just work for tips, or do you have an hourly rate?
No hourly rates. We get a base pay depending on how many miles or kilometers you are currently located. And I'll say this, it's horrible payouts. For on average to go something, I would say about 5-6 miles, we'll make $4 maybe, and that's it.
Right.
So it's not enough to make drivers do those deliveries. So we rely on tips. Yeah. You also get what we call multipliers or peak pay. Multiplier is, let's say that $4 offer, and if there's a 2.0x multiplier, they'll times it by 2. And peak pay is like $1, $2, $3 incentive on top of that order. So you only get those during really, really, really busy times.
And I only know that because I've watched your channel. I live in a smaller area, so I don't know if that happens around here. I can't really say, like, I don't know what they would classify as a peak time around here, because it's not. I mean, I think
Supper,
our town has
lunch.
Yeah, but even that, like our town, like close to where you live, I think by looking at your videos, it's a pretty big city, right? And I've heard you talk
Montreal
about,
is a mini New York.
Yeah. I mean, I live in a town that I think we have 60,000 people here, so.
I also want to give a special accommodation there to Mr. Dancy Bearded, because he is the sweetheart that day one I started this new channel. I went onto his live stream to connect with him because he was live streaming, and I gravitate to live streams the most because I can instantly pop a message and say hey to people. And I popped in there, and the moment I popped in there, he was rooting on for me to get to 100 subscribers. And he was just like, guys, the amount of support that came from Dan that night was unreal. But I'm not surprised, because Dan is the sweetest gem that there is. So it was blessed my heart, trust me.
I mean, I'm not going to say Dan is sweet, but Dan's a good dude. Dan really is a good dude, so absolutely.
Dan's a good dude.
Yeah, Dan, good to see you. I hope everybody's hope everybody's healing up and feeling better. I saw that we got cast off, we got hands in water and stuff like that. Hope Sam's feeling better too.
Absolutely.
Kevin says small base pay.
Yeah, Kevin has been through it. He'll post too what he's gotten, let's say that day when I post a video. So.
What about gas prices? How's that affecting you?
In my province, over $8 a gallon. Wow. Yep, it hurts. It hurts.
I'm complaining about $4.50.
Well, I mean, our conversion rate is different from US to Canada to begin with, but yeah, it is very, very tough to fill up my Nissan Rogue. It used to cost me $60, $50. Now it's like $80, $90. So yeah, appreciate that then.
All right, we are going to have a Q&A at the end of the show, but I'll take one more question here. What sports are you into? Aaron's a big sports guy.
Hockey, of course. I'm a Habs fan.
He's anything other than hockey? I know that's huge up there.
No, for me, no.
Fair enough. Makes California. Yeah, talking about gas prices still.
Yeah. A lot of people get the sticker shock about the fact of our gas prices. I would say I'm used to it now, because there's no point in complaining. It's not going to make a difference.
Right. All right. So back to the change now. We talked about fears. We talked about your thought process. What have been, and obviously answer this whatever makes sense to you, but just I'm going to kind of combine a few thoughts into a question, right? What have been some of your, what you would say is like your biggest successes, your most fun videos to do, some of the things you've loved the most since, content wise, since changing over?
Sorry, I'm laughing at Chris's answers about Oilers, which is Berta team. Go Oilers too. I'll go Canadian. Let's just go Canadian. So basically, one thing that was a shocker to me, and I don't know if you knew about this that was happening on my old channel, Ken. When I did live streams, the hours I could easily gain 50 hours in an evening. It was awesome. It was a great amount of hours. But
Right.
if people knew, as a creator, it's not about making it big. It's not about the money. You and I were talking about that. But as a creator, when you're not getting the views and you don't get the hours, it means people will click and watch. And when they were dipping out, it's unsatisfying to you because you want people to enjoy your content. On the new
Right.
channel, the amount of hours I would get per day, it's only taken 2 weeks, and I have never dropped below or below the threshold for monetization, for example. So as a creator, you need to get at least 11 hours per day to get monetized. So what I'm getting at is I was 2 weeks in and I was always getting over 11 hours. That was mind blowing to me because on the old channel, when I would upload a video, honestly, my hours per day was anywhere between an hour and a half to maybe 4 hours. So knowing that people liked what I was doing, it was like, wow, I did not expect this to happen. One of my greatest successes so far amongst this channel, I did an Uber Eats tutorial video right here, just the way it is. The difference is I had my cell phone in my hand, no script, going through the app, and it's over 12,000 views. And 12,000 views in like 5 months is something I've never thought I would ever have on a channel. Some people want 100,000 or 1,000,000 views, and it's like, wow, 12,000 people have watched that video.
Oh
It's
yeah.
mind blowing when you say the number. It's
Absolutely.
like 1,000 hours from that one video alone.
And I
It's
remember
just
the
crazy.
video. I remember the video you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
So
so
no, go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
I was just gonna say, so I mean, to know that people actually like this swap over compared to what I was doing, and I can put a mix and match, a sit down video, a vlog style video, and what I call a sit down video venting in my car video. I make those. That was today's video. It's different. It's just so different. It's unreal. And it makes me so proud of the content that I release, even if, yes, I do swear in my videos. But it makes me so proud of the content that I release to think that people actually enjoy what I got to say. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, for sure. I can say, so there's two things I'll say to that. First of all, just from my perspective, what I've seen of you since knowing you before you made the change, consistent Ash to this now. And
Hmm.
I tell people this all the time about, not about you, but just in general about content creation. If you're doing something, if people can tell that you are having a good time, that you are loving what
Hmm.
you're doing, not only is it better for you because it makes the recording, the editing, the work, it makes it so much more worth it because even if nobody watches, like you love what you're doing. Obviously, we
Yeah.
want people to watch, right? But
Yeah.
you love it. So even if you have a video, like if your next video doesn't do as well, you still had a great time putting it together.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I don't even look at the ranking numbers. Ranking 1 through 10,
yeah,
YouTube has a thing of making people miserable by doing that. I don't do that anymore because it doesn't matter to me where my videos rank. What matters to me is the engagement in the comments now.
yeah,
And I already know the average view duration I'm going to get on each video now. It's consistent throughout each video. So the engagement is the fun part. And you and I both know. I got a question for you actually. How many times a day do you check those analytics? And Mel will tell the truth if you're not.
Oh yeah, no, I don't, not near as often as I used to. Like when I first started creating
Mm.
content, I was always looking at analytics.
Yep.
A lot of times, like when I get up in the morning, I'll pop the YouTube Studio open and just see those numbers right up front. Like I don't dig in anything. I just look at the front
Yep.
numbers. And then maybe once, depending on what I'm doing that day, maybe I'll look one more time, but it's not something that I spend a lot of time dwelling on. I will
I check
look,
more.
do you?
Oh yeah, but I don't analyze it or check over it or whatnot. I check for the comments.
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that too. Now, when I really sit down, though, is when I have time when I'm planning to sit down and just look at analytics. I want to see
Hmm.
on my most successful videos, what are
Yep.
the numbers on those so I can try to duplicate that. there are times when I have planned, okay, I'm going to sit here and go over some analytics. I'm going to look at a few different things, which is important because you're diagnosing the health of your channel, right? But as far as like checking it all the time because there's something bothering me, I learned a long time ago, look at analytics for what they are. They're there to help you, but don't stress over them. So.
And I asked that question because as a creator that enjoys what you're doing, just like I do, I find when you enjoy more, you look less.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's what I do. I look less.
Yep. Mark's going to make you an honorary New York Yankees fan.
All right. We'll work on that.
Okay, let's see.
If it's coming from Mark, I mean,
right?
I can't really say no to Mark. He's too nice.
Yeah, Vinny, insane amount of work that goes into not just good content, but editing, monitoring, maintaining. How do we handle that with real life? Some of us don't sleep. Yeah.
Yes.
2 a.m, 3 a.m. sometimes.
I got a lot of support like you do. I mean, I know for a fact that your wife is extremely supportive. She's up here in this chat. I see her every time in your comments. You guys have so much love. My partner is different. Never in the comments. Never in the comments, and I'm okay with that. But then sometimes I'll turn around and the playlist sometimes is just playing, and I'm like, okay. But when your partner allows you the time to sacrifice from your family to go edit, to go record, to go do something, that's what makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Truly makes all the difference. If it wasn't for the fact that I can have some time away sometimes before dinner or whatnot to go and edit or go find this clip, or for me, 5 cameras to put on one laptop takes time, I don't know how I would be able to do this.
Yeah. The support is the biggest contributing factor, I think, for any creator. Without the support, it's awfully hard to find that time. Not to mention, if it's causing like turmoil or something that's going to cause stress, which is going to make it hard. And I'll be honest, I think sometimes Mel's like, you know what, I want to read, go away. Just go make something. Yeah. So
she probably just wants to get rid of you, Go.
Sometimes.
Is yours in the basement too?
That's where I'm at. I'm down in the basement. This is my office. Like I work right here behind me. This is my workstation.
Oh, so. my actual work computer's right here beside me. My 2 screens, for my full-time job. Yep.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yep. So Santa Dad says hackers hours. Yeah, there's a lot of times Santa Dad like he'll be up 2 a.m. also. Like we don't do it all the time, but sometimes we're chatting around that time.
Wow. Yeah. No sleep. You're right. I do sleep, but I sometimes average, like if I really want to edit, I edit at night. I don't edit in the morning. And then I will get maybe 6 hours of sleep, but I try to thin line at 6 hours and that's it.
So let me ask you on that. Well, first, Santa Dad, here's what's really cool. My daughters have seen me work from home for the past 2.5 years as an editor. So when they see me doing stuff for authors, SD, I'm drawing a blank on what he's saying. Or anyway, author Santa stuff, Dad? They roll with it.
Santa Dad stuff?
Santa Dad. See, it was right there. I knew it. Santa Dad stuff or author stuff, they roll with it. And then he'll have something else there. When you talk about editing, right, because I'm the same way. I do a lot of my editing at night. I prefer to get some of the filming done during the day if I can. And then at nighttime, house is quiet, come down here. I know that there's going to be nothing going on. I'll sit here and edit. So what is your favorite part? What's your favorite part, filming or editing?
More time consuming to edit, but I prefer it because I love seeing my work come together.
Yeah.
And when I know that, let's say a B-roll footage, you have it in your head and you go and record that. And then you put it into the video, pop into it. It's perfect. My favorite B-roll I've ever done so far on this channel is I went to go get my spring and summer tires on my car. And we have a Canadian Tire is the place that I went to. The guy's going to my car in the middle of the parking lot, and I go up to him, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir." He's like, "Huh?" I'm like, "I have a question for you that you've probably never been asked before." Okay. I was like, "Do you mind if I record you taking the tire off of my car?" He's like, "What?" I'm like, "You heard me." He's like, "Well, you could go up in the showroom." I'm like, No. I'm sorry. Let me re-explain. I'm a YouTuber, and I do food delivery. And part of food delivery and being a driver is maintenance on the car. I want to get a quick 9-second, 10-second video of you removing the tire. Long story short, he let me in and I did it. And then 2 weeks afterwards, I'm back at the same place for my dad's tire change. And he was like, "Oh, so how did the video go?" I'm like, "Well, you tell me." So I played the video on YouTube, and it was after my first 30-second. And he's like, "Wow, you could put that together?" I said, "Yes, I had it in my head. What clip I wanted. You let me have it. You let me do it. It's done." It's my favorite thing. It's putting the pieces together. It's so fun.
Now that video, I need to go find it now. I didn't see that. Was that during the winter?
No, springtime. I don't
It was
remember what it was
springtime.
named because it's nothing about like car maintenance. It's not titled anything. Yeah, I still just did deliveries, but it was one of my beginning intros, and it was just so fun. I don't know about you when you get a B-roll footage and you put your A-roll footage first, and then it just instantly goes together smoothly. I love it.
Yep. Oh yeah. I love B-roll. I've got notes taken for my next video that I'm working on, and usually what I do in those notes, I put a little description of what B-roll that I want here. So then that
I
as I'm
make it up
sitting
on the
here
fly.
filming and what's that?
I have to make mine up on the fly because I don't know what's gonna come from my content.
Right. I do
With the
that
vlogs, it's
sometimes.
so different.
Yeah.
But I've wasted so much equipment. I've gotten a slider and everything else for Christmas, and I have never used it now that I switched over to this channel.
Dave, have a good night, man. Appreciate you being here. Absolutely. Let's catch up, man.
Have a good one.
So Santa Dad says, so going back off his first comment, talking about his daughters. So I put them on my knee and explained everything to them. Now they've become super interested in creating their own content, videos,
Aw.
writing, singing. It's amazing to see. That's awesome, man.
My son will come downstairs. He's only 3, and he'll sit on my lap, and I'll be like, "Baby, who's that?" "Mama, that's my mama."
Right. It is cool. Like my kids are a little bit older. They thought it was cool when I first started, but now they're like, okay, Dad's recording again, whatever. My daughter
that
has a
must
YouTube
be-
channel. Yeah,
Oh
she
yeah,
wants
that's
to.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So what were you gonna say?
I know. I said it must be something different when you're recording and you have teenagers in the house because normally it's the teenagers that are doing things like TikTok or whatnot nowadays. So it must be different.
Yeah, I mean with teenagers, so my youngest, he's always playing Fortnite, so he's off in his own little world. My 13-year-old, she would just prefer laying in her bed anyway. She's perfectly happy. So,
We've
so
been
yeah.
there. We've all been there.
Right. All right. So, with the new channel, with the switch, obviously there's been some time. You're fully into the new channel. Like, the switch is over. You've got the swing of the new channel. You're on a roll. So just looking back, if you had to pick like one or two lessons learned, and I have a feeling I know kind of what you're going to say, maybe not, but lessons learned. Any lessons learned in the switch?
Well, I would probably because I'm going to focus more on the content on this question because what I would do differently is not be so shy about going around with the GoPro camera. Maybe actually talk about the fact to people that I'm a YouTuber because it's a passion and you should not be afraid of if your passion is in public going through with that. I guess as well, being myself more on camera. Now, in the last couple of weeks, my personality has come out more, which, sorry to say, but I swear. And because of that, with this style of content, though, I can relate to my audience more when I don't drop a lot of F-bombs, but it's more S-bombs and such.
Right.
So when I drop those, it's more general swearing. Very laid back, but my audience knows like, okay, well, she can actually relate to what we're going through. So just being more of myself and letting myself more open-minded to the, hey, yeah, you're going to use a camera in public. It's okay. But to be honest, I'm still not going to shake up the camera part for probably a long while.
Yeah. That kind of went along with what I thought you were going to say about the vlogging stuff. And obviously, when you talk about vlogging, you're talking about filming in public and stuff like that. So I had a feeling it was the switch from, talking head in your office to, vlogging on the street. So
I would love to be able to just take the camera though and be like outside of a Walmart if I'm doing Instacart and be like, all right, guys, so we're about to head into the Walmart now. Let's go get this done. But it's like, you know what it's like having a Canon or a Sony camera. It's bulky. It's not as pretty. And I don't want to use my cell phone.
yeah, for sure. There's been times I don't do it very often, but I've done some vlogging stuff within videos. One of them on the one of the microphone videos. I think it was one of my Rode mics. Anyway, I went
remember.
out we had a local park, and I went out there with a backpack full of camera gear and a big tripod, and I'm walking around there's people out there. It was snowing, which we were joking before the show. I don't usually say the word snow around Ash because every time I talk about snow and she's in one of my streams, it usually snows. But since it's almost July, I think we're safe. But
Yeah, no, we're totally safe. But I remember exactly the one that you were talking about because I remember commenting on it too because I loved seeing you do a vlog. Absolutely loved it.
yeah, it was. And that I'm kind of with you on that. Like that's out of my comfort zone. That's different for me. I'm a real
And it
routine
didn't feel
person.
like it. It didn't feel like it.
I'm glad it came through that way because it was. So what's up, Jay Cruz? Good to see you, man. What's up, Ryan? So, all right. Well, hey, that is. If you guys have any questions for for those of you that came in a little bit later, we were talking about going through a change process in content. Both me and Ash have changed completely, done 180s on YouTube content, created brand new channels, gone through that whole change. So that's what we've been talking about. If you have any questions for Ash, let me know. Hey, what's up,
Hey, Barry.
Barry Mullen? Good to see you, brother.
Best drone footage you'll ever find matched with the music. His wife
Yeah?
picks the music. Yeah, that's such a good combo. Beautiful footage.
All right, hold on. I'm going to click this and go to his channel so that I can remember to go. As soon as I stop
You
the music.
found the music.
I did. Let me pause that. I'm going to go check. I love drone footage, so I'm definitely going to check his channel out.
Oh,
Appreciate
it's
you being here, man.
gorgeous, gorgeous footage. Makes me want to go on vacation too.
Yeah, I love drone footage. I really do. So, all right.
Hey,
Well, hey.
it's-
Go ahead, Ash. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you're welcome, Barry. It still blows my mind the fact that you and I also, for those that don't know, just for the fun of it, me and Ken share two things in common. One, our birthdays are the same dates, and then two, we both got monetized on these exact channels that you're reading in front of you and the exact same date. So it's pretty mind blowing. It's just so cool to be able to be here this evening and just hang out with you and everybody here in the chat. It's unreal when you think back, and I'm sure you know what I mean. You think back to the last 5-6 months, right? This is so unreal. So unreal.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny. When you so we do share the birthday, and I remember when you asked me because I am
So random.
I am a private person, for the most part. I mean, people know my name and stuff like that, but you sent me a message out of the blue, and you're like, "When's your birthday?" And I was like, "What? Why are you asking me that?"
Because Mel showed you some TLC on IG and you reposted it, and then you
Right.
got me curious, and I went on your IG and it was posted on that day, and I won't share the date, don't worry, but I posted it on that day, and I was like, I gotta reach out to him because we share that.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people will know. If they don't know, they'll know when it is because Mel will post all about it. But
Or go on his
Yeah.
IG.
right. Yeah, and I knew, and for the record, I knew that you didn't have any ill intent with that, but it was just like a random, like all of a sudden, like haven't talked to Ash in like a week. When's your birthday?
I am totally blunt like that. Yeah, on Instagram, anybody can message me at any time. Like, I don't care if it's even 3 a.m. When I get to it, I'll get to it. But I'm totally like that. I'm like, hey, Ken, so here's a question. You're like, what?
Yeah. Barry,
Yeah, we
appreciate you. Yeah, we're each other's spirit animals. Hey, Barry, appreciate you, man. Thank you for that. So,
hard
Gary
not to
says
like
he
this.
shares a birthday with a couple of community dudes. There you go. All right. Ash, so I know you've seen my shows before. You know there's something I do on every show. It's called Would You Rather.
Yes.
And so we have one of those set up. You actually saw part of it before because we were going through the pregame. Hey, Melanie, how are you? Good to see you.
Hey, Mel. I like this because normally I'm in the chat answering to the Would You Rather.
Right. So for those of you in the chat that have never been here, what we do, this is Would You Rather. I'm going to put some questions on the screen. Ash is our guest. She'll get the first answer. But as we're doing that, make sure you put your answers in the chat also. Now, a couple of rules, and I say this lightly because at the end of the day, I can't tell you what to do. But there's 2 options. Pick one of those options. If you want to let us know why, that's completely fine also. Don't be like G-Lou and try to find the loophole to every question. Or do what you want because I can't tell you what to do. But these are fun. So
Yeah, they are.
Let's go
They're
to
a lot of fun.
let's go to the first one. So would you rather always feel rested or always feel motivated?
I go first.
You're the guest. Yeah.
Always motivated. Because I'm never rested.
Right. That's the life of a YouTuber. Yeah. Yeah. Never rested.
Exactly. But you have to be motivated as a creator.
Yeah. And that's my answer too. Pretty much exactly what you said. Like I never actually feel rested, even on those nights when I do get 8 hours of sleep once or twice a week. My mind is like always going and going, so I never feel rested. I would rather always feel motivated. Yep. So we got Mark says rested, Melanie rested, G Lou motivated. Melanie says motivation doesn't exist, discipline does, and I do.
Love that.
I do too. I do agree with that to an extent because I do think there's some times where, even with discipline, some days are just better. Like you feel like an extra amount of discipline.
Motivation and discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Mel needs like, according to her, she needs like 12 hours of sleep. So I can get by on 6 hours of sleep. How much sleep can you get by on?
The regular is just 6, but I would prefer 9.
I
never get 9. You know, every time I get the opportunity to sleep, I don't go to bed early, ever. I'm a night owl. And then I have to get up early, so I never seize the opportunity.
Yeah, Ken never
we share
sleeps.
That in common.
I do sometimes, but not very often. Yeah, filling is one thing and doing is another. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If I was rested, I'd rather feel motivated, but when I'm tired, I'm not. But yeah, being tired makes it rough. Yeah.
I need a spark to make that motivation keep going. Yes.
What's up, E? E says motivated.
They call me E. That is like the best username ever.
Yeah. He's another one that I've known for a couple of years. He followed me over from the old channel.
Very cool.
So he's a good dude. Let's see. I don't want to miss any. Santa Dad, I'd rather feel rested, but I know you're always up the same hours that I am, so you never feel rested either. Barry would rather feel motivated because I'm always tired. 6 daughters. 6 daughters. I have one daughter, and I love her to death. I mean, she's my girl. 6 daughters.
That's incredible. Awesome.
I've got a daughter and 2 sons.
I got one little man.
So, all right. So next question we have.
Barry wins for tired.
Yeah, I think so. Hey, Debbie Lynn, good to see you. Finally caught the live. Yeah, I appreciate it. And we got the Morning Roast Radio. What's going on, man? Great to see you in here. All right. So next question. Would you rather, and this is right up your alley, would you rather be a delivery driver in morning or evening rush hour traffic?
Morning. I like to be at home with my family during the evenings, and if I had to choose, because my full-time schedule is 11 to 7, if I have the opportunity, I'm going to do mornings and be home for dinner.
There you go. Again, where I live, I don't know if we have a true rush hour. I could go 45 minutes up the interstate and be in a place where there's definitely rush hour. I don't deliver like you do, so I don't have that firsthand experience, but just driving through these places, I think I would probably say evening. The mornings are always crazy.
It depends, where you go. They both pay well. That's the good part. And I'm laughing at some of these answers.
So, Gary, you're breaking rules, Gary. You're breaking rules, man. Santa Dad says morning. Mark's just going to let you take care of it all. There you go.
I know, that's why I'm laughing.
Morning. He's an early bird. There you go. Scott says evening better tips, and I think he does some dashing in Wisconsin.
He is right. Yes.
Kevin says late
Got it,
night.
Mark. Yeah, so Kevin will be up till like 3 a.m.
Oh, do people order that late? I mean, I guess people are awake, so they would.
Oh, yeah. You know the expression, my friend, late night munchies.
Right? I mean, I've been up that late, but I don't ever think about ordering food. Morning, people are tired and cranky after working all day.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with my answer, though. I'm going to say evening just because morning seems to be worse around here as far as rush hour goes. So
I would say definitely one thing for sure, too. If I'm not hauling a camera with me, I would prefer mornings because I don't have to care as much.
Is this a thing?
Yes.
All right.
I also don't like to go too much during the evenings because of that being a thing, and I'm a female driver.
Right. Right.
So, although I haven't had too many bad experiences or memories, let's put it that way. So I'm fortunate. There you go. Yeah.
Weekends, late night is money time.
Yep.
All right. What do we have next? We have, would you rather have Oreos or French fries be calorie free?
I'm gonna say French fries because I eat them way more than I do Oreos. However, if you give me Oreos with a glass of milk, it's my cup of tea too. But for this one, French fries, because that's
You know my
exactly what I
problem?
had yesterday.
You know what my problem is? I have to say Oreos because my problem with Oreos is that I can pick up a bag of Oreos and before I know it, I've eaten the whole thing like they're candy. So,
If I dunk them in milk, yes. By themselves, no.
let's see. E says Oreos, G Lou Oreos, Sanidad French fries, fries, Oreos. Here we go, Mark. Neither. I'll choose pizza. You guys are wild animals breaking the rules, but that's okay, Mark. Oreos, both but fries. There you go. Has to be golden Oreos. I don't
like
discriminate. I'll eat all of them.
Yeah, they're good. The golden ones are good. Yeah.
They really are. Yeah. G. Lou saying
Now
pizza or
they're-
ice cream
They're out. They're out.
out there. Now, do you dip your fries in ice cream though?
No. But I will if you give me mayo or spicy mayo. I'll take spicy mayo.
Yep. Sanidad says he's a dunker too. I've croaked him. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Next. We did that one already.
Rewind.
So that means I messed one up. That's okay. We have 4 tonight. So would you rather live in a place that snows all year or a place that is unbearably hot all year?
Bring me the heat. Bring me the heat. First of all, I get the split between both. Like, I don't know the difference in Fahrenheit. I do Celsius, but we've had like 40 degrees here, which is unbearable heat too. I cannot
Oh, yeah.
stand winter. I hate winter. I hate snow. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it.
I don't know the exact off the top of my head, but 40 degrees is something like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, it's
That's-
in the higher range, yes.
That's crazy. I mean, we get that around here, but so I'm the opposite. If I have to choose between those two, give me a place that snows all the time. I don't care. I'm not a
Okay, are you
fan of
talking
heat.
also in the negative temperatures though, or just snow?
Sure, I'll just stay in the house.
'Cause- I have done gig work with my hands freezing because I can't maneuver my cell phone. No, thank you. Give me that heat.
This is also why Ash does not come into my streams between the months of like November and February, because if I say the word snow, I usually get an Instagram story the next day where she's cursing me out because it snowed.
It was
Or
like
she
literally
was-
2 or 3 times. I go and take out the recycling bin after he's like, "Hey Ash, how's it going? You got any snow up there?" "No, we're good." Boom, next day. I'm like, "Ken."
I've woken up to a couple of Instagram stories.
Mhm.
Ken, look outside. This is your fault, sir.
Yeah, this is your fault.
All right, Santa Dad says snow. Bruce City says hot. Scott, you're in the wrong place, and I'm looking forward to getting there. He's up in Wisconsin, so hot all year.
Mm-hmm.
Mel says snow, so we're on the same page. Mark says extra hot. Gary, snow. He's from Arizona, so he's definitely used to heat. I'm in Georgia, so used to the heat. We live where it gets negative 40 in the winter.
Yeah.
I'm
What?
good. I can stay in the house. I can stay in the house.
No, thank you.
Negative
You
40
love that?
Fahrenheit, so I don't know what that would be Celsius.
Oh, I
probably.
know what that is. That is frigid. I'm not leaving my house.
And hey, Debbie Lynn, I'm sorry. I did see your question up here. Absolutely. If you have a question, feel free to throw it out there.
Minus 40.
Kevin says snow all year.
Hmm.
Mark hates cold air and snow. Bring it on. Short summers, but very nice. Not too hot. Is it dry heat or humid heat? You know what, Aaron? I'm one of those guys that humidity definitely makes it worse. But once it's 100
Yeah.
degrees, like who's counting? If it's
Oh,
hot.
did I tell you our human X is always 10 decimals higher? We get really bad humidity here. Very bad.
Yeah, I mean the humidity does make it worse, but there comes a point where it's just hot, and I'm inside
Yeah.
anyway. Melanie misses snow. Yeah, we're about to have again, it's going to be several months before we actually move, but we'll probably, my first purchase will have to be a snowblower. So
I pay somebody for that. That's so true, Russ.
Russ says some of your best content is filmed with snow all around you. That's probably after I've said the word snow.
Yeah, because I started this channel in January. What a time to choose to start.
Scott grew up in Louisiana. He likes it hot. Holiday Florida is a great place to live. Yeah, we've had negative 30 there.
Oof, that's still harsh.
Oh, so you were in boot camp at Fort Knox. Yeah, Kentucky summers, especially running those 3 hills, right? Misery. So there's 3 hills at Fort Knox. It's an army base here. There's 3 hills that people run on, and they call them Misery, Agony, and Defeat. That's the name of those hills. Scott probably knows all about those. And not me. Look, I'm a big dude. Like when it's hot, I'm naturally hot anyway. So
with E, it's not just E's username, but responses. E, you're on point with me right there.
All right, so Debbie Lynn, I'm wanting to redo my audio podcast and start a live poetry reading and podcast, which in everyone's opinions is the best format to use. Easy to use with minimal equipment. Which is the best format? Easy to use with minimal equipment. So are you wanting to do those video at all? It really depends on... If you don't mind clarifying that, audio podcast, or you want to do any video? I don't see the word video. I just want to make sure. A lot of people will use a piece of software like this, like what I'm using now. Some of them will use, StreamYard. You can record audio in StreamYard and extract the audio. You can do it with a piece of equipment, just a Rodecaster Pro, record directly from that. But which is the easiest to use with minimal equipment? I mean, honestly, probably doing that through something like Anchor FM, where you can record straight into it, or even through your computer. So if you have a Mac, you can use GarageBand. If you have PC, you can use something like Audacity, and then just use like the Snowball. The Blue Yetis get a lot of bad rep for certain use cases, but I think for podcasting it would be great.
Still using one.
Yeah, they're not bad at all. I think they'd be great. And actually, there's a lot of great USB mics you can connect for. There's one that I reviewed that's like $40, $30 to $40. Yep, that one, yeah. And so you could record straight into like GarageBand or Audacity, and then just extract that audio, go into Anchor FM, and that would probably be the easiest that I know of.
She's doing with video and all.
Oh, did she say? Let me see. Oh, video and all?
Yep.
So I would use, are you Mac or PC, Debbie Lynn?
Please say PC.
I'm a Mac guy here. I mean, you can get Ecamm, which is what I use. It's not expensive. Matter of fact, if you don't need the Pro version, there's no cost at all. I'm trying to remember what the Pro version, what you would not have, but I think you'd have everything you need to do a recorded video podcast.
Ecamm is way better than, let's say, what I use, which is StreamYard on PC, because it's so much more customary.
Yeah.
She uses her phone.
And use your phone. So, and you have an old HP computer, so you should be able to connect your phone up, no problem at all, especially with something like Ecamm. You can connect your phone. So on my phone, I use something called, of course, I'm going to draw a blank on what it's called. Epoch Cam. So Epoch Cam is an app. It'll basically turn your phone into a webcam. You could set that up, connect it to your computer, and you'd be all set. Yep, Anchor connects well with Spotify. Yeah, that should all work. But if it's an HP computer, you won't be able to use Ecamm. There's definitely there's other stuff though. I think with PC you can probably even use like Windows Movie Maker or something like that. Let me do some
That's the
digging
one
on
I
that
have.
for you. Is that what you use?
I use Windows Movie Maker, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can get the Epoch Cam app. The free there's a free version, a pro version, but even the pro version is only like $7. It gives you better video quality. So that's probably the most inexpensive way to do it. And you can always use StreamYard too. StreamYard, Ash, you would know this better than me. I think with StreamYard, she could do, because she's not streaming necessarily live, but with StreamYard,
Recorded.
yeah, do the lower plans allow you to do that, to record and download?
Yeah, I'm on a $10 plan, which allows you to record and download. Yeah, it's limited on space, but it allows you more. The free version, no.
Yeah.
But mine's a $10 per month plan.
Yeah. So hopefully that helps. Do you have any questions? I think you got me on IG, right? Send me a message there. I would say TikTok, but I always lose messages on TikTok.
TikTok.
Their messaging system's not the best. So yeah, my wife did boot camp and AIT advanced training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, during the winter. Yeah. Hey, what's up, True North? All right, so that's going to be the end of. Actually, let me see if I can find what that last question was, and I'll throw it out there. Because I did mess that up, but let's see, what was the question?
That's the advantage of live streams. They're live.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I don't know how I must have forgot just to copy that in there. Okay, so the last question that I had, and everybody can answer this, of course. Would you rather watch the Summer Olympics or the Winter Olympics?
The one I've tend to watch the most has been summer versus winter, and that's just because that's just how it went in my household when I was a kid. But I don't watch any of them, but I gave an answer.
Yeah. Mel loves watching them. I think she'll answer, but I think she likes winter. Yeah, there she is. So she likes Winter Olympics more. You know what I like, and I think this became popular. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is a Canadian sport, is curling.
Yes.
I love watching curling.
That's the only thing I've ever watched.
That's like the one Olympic sport that I think if I can learn how to, do the sweep and everything right, I could probably do that. Anything else I'm not qualified for.
I don't know if my legs would get back up.
So summer, most people, G. Lou the Rebel says neither. But we got summer, winter, summer, winter. It's like we're about 50-50 in the chat.
Yeah.
Gary only watches gymnastics. Yep, curling is fun to watch. There's such an art to it.
I think it's because I'm 5'8", so I'm not too tall, but I'd still be afraid that these legs won't get back up.
Right. Yeah, Mel loves watching skiing the most. Yeah, that I do know.
So the only sport I did when I was in high school, and I did it throughout high school, is cross country running. I was a long distance runner. Now I barely run, except for if it's my kid running away from me.
So True North said, I think curling originated in Scotland, but super popular in Canada. Yeah, I don't know. I just know it's an interesting sport to watch. The first time I ever saw it, I was like, what are these guys doing? But then I couldn't stop watching.
Brushing it.
All right, Ash. So for those of you that popped in a little bit late, once again, this is Ash from Dash with Ash in Canada. So I'm going to throw a graphic up here. Ash, I got your Instagram and your YouTube. Let people know where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Well, my main source is always YouTube. I'm very often, I will reply in the comments within a 24-hour span. And then Instagram. Instagram is when you want to get me on off hours or any hours. I do respond to IG messages. The problem is kind of like Ken with TikTok. It gets in the hidden messages, so that might take me a day or so longer, but I try to check them. But yeah, these are the two sources. I don't use any other social media. I have TikTok, but I don't use it. But yeah, that's pretty much where you can see me. Is the comments on YouTube. Community post works great, and IG.
There you go. So check her out there. Again, she does what it says at the top there: DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, which I've never used. Skip the Dishes. I don't know if we have that around here. But,
no, it's Canadian.
That's strictly Canadian.
You have Grubhub.
We do have Grubhub, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the we don't have Grubhub here.
Okay. So her stuff is super interesting if you've ever want to know how the other side of ordering food works. And she does it with really good, again, vlogging style, all kinds of good stuff. So check it out if you've ever wanted to know how that stuff works. I'm always super interested. I got to watch today's video. Mark just said it was a good one, and I know you talked about it. So, all right. So Friday, we will be back here. Friday is always Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Just stream with me. YouTube channel reviews, Q&A. That's every Friday at 9 p.m. And besides that, sometimes we just talk about football and Star Wars and food and whatever comes up. So it's always a great conversation on Friday nights. If you need to reach me for any reason, my website, kenthecontentcoach.com, email ken@kenthecontentcoach.com. All the social medias are in the description of this video and every other video, so that's how you can find me easily. And that's what we got for you tonight. So Ash, any closing thoughts on change and your channel and how things have gone? Anything you want to close with?
I'll say this one. I do not regret the changes that I've done. I am 100% happy with my content. Ken, you've called it out in live streams before about Ash. I think you're happy with what the switch that you've done. Yep. Absolutely. I don't think there could have been a better topic for us to talk about tonight. I encourage anybody, if you know that you're not happy in the niche or non-niche that you are currently doing, and you want to switch up the game, you don't have to look for approval to do so. Go and do it. Fulfill your dreams. Whatever makes you happy, you should go for. I knew I liked making content. I did not know that I could get 2 birds, 1 stone, get myself out the house and make the content. And it's a goal I've never thought I would accomplish. So I'm enjoying it. It's part-time, and I encourage any single one of you that want to switch up your content, definitely do the change. It might be something you will never regret.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Definitely put the thought into it, which I know, Ash, you did. I did put the thought into it, weigh it, but when you think it's right, don't be afraid to pull the trigger and make that change. So Chris said he just subbed Ash, but can you say the word niche one more time?
Niche.
There we go.
Niche.
Let's see. We got E says, live long and prosperous, War Stars. Do I have a moderator here? Can we just kidding.
Oh, E and I feel the same way. I'm sorry, but
are you familiar with Steve Wallace?
I am not. No.
And I'm not sure who that is either. What about Letterkenny? Do you like Letterkenny?
No idea.
I don't know what that is either. What about Shorzy?
Isn't that the singer? She's a Canadian singer?
I have no idea. I'm not sure.
I have no idea. I'm taking a guess there. Guys, I just create content and don't sleep and have a little guy. Like, that's my life.
You guys have stumped us for the end of the show. And Chris, no, you don't. Chris, I believe I'm on your show tomorrow night. Is that still the plan? So I'll be live with Chris tomorrow night at 9. So maybe we'll talk about niches tomorrow night.
I appreciate everything tonight, Ken. It's been a blast. You have the most amazing community here, and you guys have been super awesome with me tonight, so I appreciate this a lot.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to come hang out. I appreciate you, and we'll definitely see you around. I'm going to check out your video today because I have not seen it, so I hear it's good.
All right. Have a great night.
All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Have a great night, everybody. Remember, I'm going to say this to end every stream. Go find a way over the next couple of days to be a bright light in somebody's life. There's enough hate. There's enough negativity out there. There's enough bad news. Go be a bright light for somebody. Bring some positivity to somebody's life. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Just hit record. We'll see you guys on Friday. Thanks again, everybody.
Bye.